Thanks, Ivan. Back to that breaking news about this huge sinkhole you see right here in Land O'Lakes. That recovery effort just getting started after the 225-foot hole destroyed 2 homes yesterday.
But the threat of that sinkhole is still very real. A third home is in danger.
Our Isabel Rosales is live right now in Land O'Lakes with the new information she just learned less than an hour ago. Good morning, Isabel.
Good morning, ladies. Now, 9 of the homes around the sinkhole have these orange notices right here, deemed unsafe by the county to enter. And we've just found out it's going to take, for 4 of the homes closest to the sinkhole, at least a week before residents can go back in there. I'm joined by a sinkhole expert, Nick Albergo, who's pretty well versed in all of this. Nick, what needs to happen next with the state geologists for them to actually deem this area safe? What happens next?
They'll be monitoring over the next few days to ensure that the hole's actually stabilized, isn't getting much bigger than it is. Then eventually they're going to have to go through the arduous task of removing the debris, sealing the direct conduit down into the limestone, and then starting to restore the land if that's what they choose.
Okay, and they're actually measuring out there as we speak. That's how they're keeping track of it.
Correct.
Okay. Now, another point of reference in the press conference we just had, Nick, was a concern of a hazmat situation of this giant hole filled with contaminants, pollutants, septic tanks that could be open. Is that a concern?
I think it's a concern, but the reality is, from an exposure standpoint, no one's drinking that water or necessarily coming in contact with it. And although there are certainly household chemicals that can be of concern, I would expect a relatively low volume, and most of them are probably sealed still. As far as the septic tanks, they're designed already to basically leach over time into the water table. And so while I appreciate that there could be a little bit of an elevated concern, I'm not all that concerned about that.
Okay. Now, I do want you to take a look closer to the ground over there. You see those orange markings. They've been spraying that. That is how they're keeping track of just how big this thing is and if it's moving or opening up, rather, a lot bigger. Now, Nick, my last question to you is, how big of a cleanup effort is this? What are we looking at?
This is a big effort. This is a large hole, and it's a deep hole. So in addition to having to remove all the debris, and you're talking about a couple of homes, then you've got to go through the task of filling it.
Nick, thank you so much. I do appreciate your time. Of course, we'll be keeping track of this sinkhole throughout the day and give you guys any updates on abcactionnews.com and over the air. Live in Land O'Lakes, I'm Isabel Rosales, ABC Action News.